Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We have a jam-packed hour. I'm so excited to introduce everyone to today's guests. For those of you who don't know me or tuning in for the very first time, I'm Naomi Nachman, and I love food. I love shopping for food, cooking for food, anything food related. I'm a personal chef. I can now say cookbook author of 2 books. My book came out this week, last week, I should say. I'm very excited and just been a whirlwind the last couple of weeks. So anytime you don't feel like cooking, you give me a call. I've got this great little personal chef business going on called the Aussie Gourmet. Anytime you don't feel like cooking, maybe I can't talk today, you can give me a call. So I want to hear about your food adventures. So if, send me an email or an Instagram or a Facebook message and let me know where you ate, what you made, how you liked my book, how you liked our show, ZK, right? We want people to like the show and tune in every week. Okay, so we've got a jam-packed hour, as I said, and just want to give, before we start, a shout-out to 2 amazing restaurants that I've eaten at recently. One is right here on the Lower East Side, and ZK, we have to go there for lunch when we're always running out of here. That's the problem, right? So, ZK, we should bring Nachum and Miriam too. Miriam would love it because it's vegetarian. It's milchik. Noga. Have you guys been to Noga? It's amazing. Have you guys been to Noga? It's right here on the Lower East Side. No more Ratners. No more Grandelli. No more Schmulka Bernstein. It's high-class milchik food over here now. Everything's made from scratch. All the sauces, all the creams. It was mind-blowing. Chalav Israel, fantastic. And then Pescado Steakhouse in Brooklyn. Big shout out to them. That's in your neck of the woods, right? Yeah. Right there on Avenue P. Loved it. Had a really nice dinner there about last week with a whole bunch of foodie friends. So, an incredible meal. Which they've rebranded a little bit, and they are one fantastic restaurant. The chefs that really know what they're doing. They brought out every single appetizer. I love apps. I think appetizers are the best part of every meal, and, they really covered our whole table with apps. So we're all very excited taking our photos, sharing it with everyone. So now I want to share it on the airwaves. Check out Pescada and Noga. All right. Something I've been doing for over 40 years is going to camp. Not many people at my age can say they still go to camp. I still go to camp. Since I'm 8, okay, now you know how old I am. Since I'm 8, I've literally been going to camp, and I've been blessed at this stage being able to go because I've been working for I worked for 7 years, then I took a little break, and now I'm back because, all depends on the ages of my kids. I ran a day camp right here on the Lower East Side for 5 years. So in one way or the other, I've been camping straight for a lot of years, and I'm very excited to have in the studio right now, Executive Director of Camp Dina / Dora Golding. I don't have boys, so it's always Camp Dina first, then Dora Golding. Even though Dora Golding is around much longer, I've Executive Director Alex Gold and Camp Director of Camp Dina. I have Rachel Berg here in the studio. How's it going, guys?
Oh, Shem, nice to see you. Thank you for inviting us to the show.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So I don't know if Alex actually knows this story. I'm going to share it with everyone. I get an email from someone called Miriam L. Wallach in the middle of the summer. Maybe my second to last year that I was working Camp Dina. She said, I heard you're in the food world. This is before Instagram and Facebook. Would you mind coming on my radio show and talking about what to eat, summer lunches for kids? I'm like, well, I'm in Camp Dina. I really can't come in. I can't leave because I'm working. She goes, don't worry. We'll do it over the phone. I was so excited. My hands were shaking. Peril Lichter, who was the chef at the time, and Adina Wiener came with me for the interview into Adina's office. Anyone who remembers Adina's office who went to Camp Dina, my hands were shaking. They were holding my hands while Miriam interviewed me. It was the first time I appeared on the airwaves. It was from Camp Dina's office to right here on the Lower East Side to Miriam. Were you Miriam's? CK, were you Miriam's? It was probably Avrami. Avrami back in the day. He engineered her, and I had my first debut on the airways from Camp Dina. So it's kind of nice that we're all together right now. I'm in season 7 now. So right after being on her show, she asked me one more time to be on her show. She'd asked me back a few weeks later. talk about school lunches, and then 3 months later they offered me my own show. So I must have done something right. Okay, so let's talk about Camp Dina. How long have you been at Dora Golding for? Let's take it back to Dora Golding, which is even older than Dina.
The camp has been open since 1925. It's the oldest sleepaway camp out there
In existence.
in existence. And
So how many years is that?
I
I'm not
believe
good at
that's
math.
94 years.
94 years. Wow, that's a long time. Anything that lasts 94 years is just solid. Okay, who started the camp?
This lady named Dora Golding. She was from the Lower East Side.
Oh, really? She's from here?
I believe so. And she took many children to camp who in those days couldn't afford to go to camp, and she paid for their entire stay. And as she got older, they purchased a camp. It used to be called Camp Deal, and then they moved it to Camp Dora Golding in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Then there was a big demand for the sisters to all have a camp. So in 1990, they opened up a sister camp,
Woohoo!
Camp Dina, and that's been around since then as well.
So that's 99. So they're coming up to
1990 to 2018.
18. Yeah, that's 28
29 years.
29 years. But Camp Dina's 29 years old?
Yes.
Wow, and was it always called Camp Dina?
It was always used to be called Camp Dora Golding for girls.
Oh, that's what I call it when I talk to people who don't know what it is.
And then it was Camp Dora Golding for boys, so we changed the names a little bit. Dina is Hebrew for Dora, so it's Camp Dina and
that's how
Camp
they got
Dora.
it?
Something,
Dora,
something like that.
Dina was Dora's, maybe her English name.
Something like that.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so Camp Dina has had a whole bunch of changes. They were in Dingman's Ferry.
It actually first started out in Muncie, New York.
Really?
Yes, on Route 306. The camp
Yeah.
used to be there, and then we sold that property and we moved to Dingman's Ferry, Pennsylvania. And we need to get closer to the boys' camp.
Yeah, that was
because-
like a horrible drive, like a 45-minute up and down
Well,
twisting.
it was actually more horrible going to Suffolk, New York from East Stroudsburg every single day of an hour and a half each way.
Oh, that's bad, yeah.
That was terrible, so we had to move it closer. So we moved it closer to Dingman's Ferry. That was a 45-minute drive, and then we sold that, and we bought the 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers basketball camp. And we moved Camp Dina there, which is now about 12 minutes away from the boys' camp.
It is the most beautiful campus I've ever seen. Now that I've seen a lot of camps, I do these chop competitions. I've seen other camps, go there for a day to do these competitions. I'm like, Dina is the cleanest camp. It is spotless. You could eat off the floors in the camp. Everything is shiny and new. I mean, I haven't been there in like 4 years. 5
Still
years.
shiny and new?
I'm sure it's still shiny. They have such pride in this. You basically built it from scratch.
Basically, it's a beautiful camp. Everything is new. It's right on the base of the Appalachian Mountains, and you have beautiful views of the mountains and beautiful lake views, and it's
Beautiful
very close.
beautiful bunks, and I haven't seen I heard the dining room's even gotten bigger.
Everything. We extended the dining room last year. We made a brand new culinary art room, so when you come up to Camp Dina, you'll be able to show off your skills and enjoy everything that we have to offer there.
Unbelievable. Now you've gone through a few different. You've gone through a few different changes over these. You had different directors as people, and you had these directors for a long time, which is incredible. Natalie Sina was there for over 10 years. Before that, there was Etty Siegel. She was there for a bunch of years. I recently saw her. But now the torch has been passed. We have Mrs. Rachel Berg sitting here with us from New Jersey. New Jersey.
Exactly.
I'm from Long Island. You're from New Jersey. Okay. Joining us from Teaneck. She came down that FDR drive this morning. It was quiet today, right?
It was quiet. I think it's a little bit of a holiday today, so there wasn't too much traffic. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So I'm thrilled to have you on. And how many years have you been there? Like this is your third?
No, it's my 5th year. Yes, starting off as the camp mom, working with Natalie Sina and Adina Wiener, who are just fabulous.
Amazing
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Good people inside and out. Like
Exactly.
they are role models that you want your kids to be. That's why I stuck. My kids have went to Dina. My big girls went to Dina all the way through, like from the age of 8.
Right. They're
Till-
absolutely wonderful. And that's who I started with. So it was an instant love. We had the best time. Yeah.
The bar is set high.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So how has the camping world changed since you first started for both of you?
It's funny. We discuss this all the time. In certain ways, you could walk into a day of camp and it's reflective of probably how camp was 50 years ago in terms of campfires and hikes and swimming and boating. And there is
Traditional.
the traditional. connection to the outdoors and to each other. That's really a big part of our goal, is to really maintain that which makes camp unique and memorable. So there's that side of it, which is, like we said, very similar to our memories growing up in camp.
Because it's hard now. We've got a very fast-paced world I've seen within my own kids.
Yes. So we really do want to ideally disconnect the kids from so much of what's going on in our daily lives and enjoy camp, and specifically enjoy what we have to offer in Camp Dina on a chinuch level and programming wise. So in that regard, we are trying to maintain that which makes camp unique, but at the same time, address who kids are today and really tap into the modern day camper. So
Right.
with,
No, I
with
love
the
that.
program.
I love that. That is great. And you have your traditional day trips, Hershey Park, Dorney Park. I never went to Dorney Park till I went to Camp Dina.
There you go.
So
Still going.
I love it. I love it. And then you have concerts at night and I saw
Shows.
I saw Chaya Phillips last week. She's very excited about
Coming back.
coming back, and we wish her a speedy recovery with everything. And she's amazing. She's done great. So they have an incredible swim program. Same swimming instructors coming back.
We have, yes, Shana Sarashore, who's fantastic. She gives an instructional swimming program, and the girls get very excited.
My daughter learned how to swim there.
Yes, and they just go from, cap to cap in different colors, feeling a tremendous sense of pride when they move up to the highest color cap. So it's a wonderful program, and girls really do learn how to swim. And the best part is when she trains them to become certified lifeguards, and
That's
they come back
fantastic.
as our lifeguards, and then giving back to the new campers.
I love that. That's so
So,
fantastic.
great.
My daughter did that. She went through the lifeguarding program, and the following year she came back. She did 1 month as a staff, and 1 month as a lifeguard.
Yeah,
Well,
it's wonderful.
Lifeguards are always the cool kids on campus, You know, one thing about Camp Dina, they always, even when I first met Alex, was when my older kids were going to camp. I had 2 kids in the camp at the same time, and then I wanted to send my third daughter. I'm like, 3 camp tuitions. Wow. I have to think of something. I'm like a bit of a hacker, right? Like, I always think, how can I do a bara? And then in the middle of the night, I was pregnant with my 4th daughter, and I'm like, I didn't know she was a girl though. I was thinking, I need a job in a sleepaway camp. What can I come up with? Camp mum, that's a bit stressful. Wake you up in the middle of the night. Basketball, I'm not so coordinated. Artistic, not at all artistic. Oh, I can cook. I run cooking classes. Maybe I'll offer them a culinary program. Remember that? So I called you up and we started this culinary program. We started off in the back of their gym in Dingman's Ferry.
Correct.
And I would hope on a rainy day that the basketball, I would continue, I would go there 2 days a week, and I'd be on the corner of the back of the basketball court, the indoor basketball court, and I would hope that the ball wouldn't land in the bowl of flour. That was like my biggest, and look what have we got now?
Now we have your own culinary art room. So maybe you have to come back for a couple of
Come a long
months,
way.
couple of weeks.
It's crazy. It's amazing. You know, I have a handprint on my wall there.
Yes,
my
yes.
black handprint in the old culinary arts room.
Yeah, it's still, we still have some of your quotes and things up in there. Yeah.
I'm very touched, but can I just, it's amazing, like Camp Dina, and thanks to Alex giving the approval and seeing the need for this, that, we're the first camp to have a proper culinary arts program, not just like baking on the side, we did really good things. We taught skills. And now, Shira Raisha took, when I left, I got to handpick my next person. So Shira Raisha, she's been there 5 years already. Yeah. If I left, it's got to be 5 years.
Yeah, she continued your legacy. She's fabulous.
She's
and the
great.
girls are just a magnet, or they love when they see culinary arts on their
People
schedule.
love it. Like camp food can be good, it can be bad. Kids are picky. I want noodles. I don't eat carbs. I don't eat dairy. Right?
Yes.
But somehow they all love coming to culinary arts. I have several recipes in my brand new cookbook from what I developed for Camp Dina, like in my book, because I have so much.
We may still be making them at camp.
I had the pizza. Are they still doing the pizza? A lot of people here. I'm getting there. ZK's passing me the book. ZK has a press copy in his hand. He's very excited. But we used to make these pizzas at camp, and the kids used to wait for it and used to love making the pizza. Yeah. I'm gonna
Pizza's
see if
still being made. Yeah.
Pizzas are still being made, and the recipe is here with a little blurb about my time at Camp Dina. But there's the picture of the dough, and we've got 4 different dough recipes throughout the book to make pizza dough. Okay, what other changes have gone on that you've seen, Alex? You've been doing this for a long time.
I'm doing it for about 30 years, 24 years as a director, and camp's still fun, camp's still exciting.
Right?
Every year it's a new challenge, and we come up with new adventures and new things. This winter reunion, we're actually taking a trip to Great Wolf Lodge Water Park.
Can we talk about that?
We could, if you like to. You want to come?
I have questions. I'm actually going to Israel that night.
Okay.
But Leora wants to go. You're going there and back in one day?
In one night.
In one night.
Shabbos is over about 5:25, and we are going to board the buses at 6:10 from the 5 towns and about 6:40 from Teaneck, New Jersey, and the girls travel there. The reason why we came up with this is because we have a lot of children from different areas, and the Teaneck girls, for example, had to travel to the 5 towns, which takes just as long as traveling to the Poconos. And so we hired a coach bus company, and we rented out Great Wolf Lodge Water Park for an exclusive girls event for Camp Dina on Thanksgiving Day weekend. I believe it's November 24th, Motzei Shabbos. And we have the park for 2.5 hours. They get to go swimming, enjoy with pizza and
From like
video.
8:30 to 10:30, then they come back.
8:30 to 11, and then they board the buses sharp at 11, and they will be back between 12:30 and 1 a.m. We picked that weekend because it's Thanksgiving Day weekend. A lot of children are off, and most of the girls are off on Sunday, so they can sleep a little late in the morning. And for the boys, we're doing it on December 1st, and that's the Motzei Shabbos right before Hanukkah starts.
So they have Sunday.
So they have an easier week, and they can deal with things a little bit, even though they might be a little bit tired.
We'll just give them coffee. Okay.
And the response has been phenomenal. Hundreds of children are signing up and coming, and it's something a little different.
It's so great. You guys are always upping the ante on everything.
So that's something a little out of the box.
Yeah, I think
nobody
it's
has
great.
come up with something like that. It was usually a basic reunion in a school, and we showed the video. So now we're going to show the video on a luxurious coach bus. By the time they get to the park, they already saw the video. Then they're going to jump into the park. They're going to stop in the middle of the park, and they'll have pizza and soda and water or whatever they want to drink. And then they get back into the park. Then they change, board the bus, and they come home. Should be very exciting, especially for the girls, where they have the entire water park for themselves.
I think that's amazing. And they can go in a bathing suit.
Exactly, which really highlights Camp Dina.
Which
That we
is-
give them the environment where they can shine and be themselves.
I love
And
that.
it's really, really exciting. It's one of the highlight events during the summer when we do rent out the water park at night and have a similar outing. And the girls
You're still doing Camel Beach? Do you do-
No, we've moved over to Kalahari. So
Oh, I
to
love
the indoor- Kalahari is
'Cause you
fabulous.
don't have to worry about rain.
We don't need to worry about weather. Right. No
Right. I
weather
loved
restrictions.
Camel Beach
yeah.
night when we
Camel
had
Beach
it.
was great also. We love it. And like we said, we're always trying to switch it up a little bit. So a couple of years ago, we moved to an indoor water park.
No, it's better.
To avoid any weather issues. And we have a blast there. And like you said, for the girls to be able to go in their bathing suits with female lifeguards really teaches them the opportunities are out there when you join us at Camp Dina.
Amazing, amazing. What other programs are at camp? Specialties. Like I know that you do this whole specialty week.
So we have this specialty week where girls choose something that they love. I dare say if they're not passionate about it yet, they definitely have an interest and they can run with it. So let's say it's basketball. Instead of just playing basketball in an activity here or there, they go to a clinic and it's culinary arts, which actually has the longest waiting list. There's Zumba and yoga and fitness and lots of different things that they can really concentrate on. And then, like you were saying before, build up their skill set in that area.
Terrific. And this year I'm coming up. We're going to do some
Exactly.
specialty.
Some
I'm
chops,
coming up.
yes.
We're going to do some chop competitions up in Camp Dina. Let's see all the kids. I wonder if there'll be any kids that I ever taught that are still there. I guess
sure.
they were a little,
Maybe
they're
some of the
counselors.
staff members.
Staff now. Yeah.
Maybe.
right? Like
Yeah.
some of the TC or a TC. It's only it's
Exactly.
5 years. It
So
will
you
have
have
been
some
5 or 6.
TCs.
At that point, there'll be 6
Yeah.
years.
But you have to see our TC house. That's very
Really?
exciting.
Do you
Yeah.
still have the yurts?
We still have the yurts for day camp, but the
Oh,
TC
cute.
house is it's a camp
built
in and of
it?
itself.
It's a brand new house that we transformed into the TC house, where they have central air conditioning and bedrooms.
Where
and
is it?
It was a house next door to the camp that became for sale, and we purchased it, and we made it the TC house.
And it sits up on a hilltop. And
The one on the right?
yeah.
And
exactly.
oversees the entire Camp Dina from their
Gorgeous.
beautiful windows.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have a lot of programs that are up there, and then they're integrated back in camp as well. It's been fabulous under the leadership of Mrs. Davina Bressler, and she's done a fabulous job. And we've actually given it a goal called TC Leads, where it's become a leadership training program.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're up the ante all the time. Unbelievable. Camp Dina. It is very hard to get into Camp Dina. It's not a, how many kids? 400?
About 370.
370. It not even used to be so. Sometimes there's a wait list, depends on the age group. If you haven't applied now,
There's only a few spaces left.
A few spaces
for the
left.
second session. July's all sold out.
July sold out. Few open spots for August. Leora Nachman is going to be attending.
And you'll be there, Mr. Shem, in August.
I will be there second half, rocking and rolling with Camp Dina. I'm excited. I love the whole gang there. And there's so many new people that I get to hang out with when
It's
I'm
a
there.
fabulous gang. We work with the best of the best.
I love camp. Camp is the best. New chef since I've been there last?
We have Chef Pitterman, who was there last year. He was new. We had another chef before that, but yes,
Okay.
I offered you the chef job,
I
and you
know,
turned
but
that down.
You know what? I can't cook for 370 people.
Well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
can cook and do culinary arts, you can only imagine what the food would be like in Camp Dina if you would become the chef.
You'd be getting this and this. And you wouldn't be able to afford the budget or the food that I would want.
Well-
you got through Peril.
Right?
Peril's food was the best. I'm still in touch with her. Like, we really
Yeah, the food was great, and if you'd like to come by and help us out or
Yeah.
cook for a day or two,
I
we'll be
roll-
honored to have you.
We could do something there. We should do
That's
something.
a good idea.
That would actually be a really cute
Forget about
idea.
the culinary arts. She can be the chef for the day, and
Exactly.
you just
They'll
prepare
cook
the
camp.
meals for the day, and we'll ease you into it. And the following summer, I mean, I feel bad for Chef Pitterman because he might lose his job once after you start cooking.
No. I'm not looking
But
for
maybe you could be
anyone's job.
assistant chef, and you can come and try it out.
I know.
I think we should call it
I think
Naomi
it's
Nachman Day or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I'm going to call it, I'll be the best pot washer. I'll be pot washer.
I don't think you know how to wash a pot.
I don't think
No.
I could wash one of those pots.
We'll name the day perfect flavors for that day, and we will whatever's in this book, we will choose some meals, and we will serve it for that day in camp.
Who from Cantina wants ribs for dinner?
Whatever you want,
Everyone.
whatever you like to make and order, just let me know.
It's being written and recorded. You understand that goes into the archives.
That's fine. If
Okay.
you're coming to cook for one day, you can cook whatever you like to cook for that day.
Okay, I might actually take you up on that offer.
would be fabulous.
We'll do a Shabbos.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure it
That
out.
would be great.
Okay, guys, if you guys want to hear more about Camp Dina and Camp Dora Golding, just go to their websites. Right?
CampDina.com, CampDoraGolding.com. Everything is there. You can sign up for the trip. You can see the videos. You can see what the camp is about.
Follow them on Instagram.
Follow them on Instagram, Facebook.
You got everything covered.
We've got
Yep.
it.
Okay, fantastic. All right, we
Look forward
have
to having you.
right here in the studio Alex Gold himself. Right here, he's a legend in the camping world, and so is Dora Golding and Rachel Berg, the camp director for Camp Dina. It was like awesome having you. I love driving around the Five Towns and seeing the Camp Dina stickers on people's cars. Like, you know, I was once driving on the FDR Drive, and I saw a Dina sticker, a Dora Golding sticker, a Halb sticker, and then like a YU sticker. I'm like, who is that? Like, because you can piece together from the
maybe-
magnets on the
yeah.
cars who the family might be, you know. And then
Yes.
I drove a little closer up, and I saw, oh, it's my friend, you know, Susan
A
with
little
her
Jewish
kids.
geography with magnets.
Right.
Yeah.
You can play Jewish geography with car magnets. That's a new game for you all. All right, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks
You
for
guys
having
can
us.
stick around. We're going to get you guys to switch seats. I'm going to put the Murrays over here.
Thank you.
Munching when the Nachum is in the house. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We have an incredible show today. I just love talking about camp. And as the fall leaves are changing and it's getting a little nippier and the black tights are on, you guys are welcome to stay if you want. Whatever you guys want to do.
Of course we're staying.
Okay, you don't have whatever you guys want. And as it gets cooler, our hearts can get warmed up inside by talking about camp. So it's really, you know, there's never enough talking about the summertime. Okay, so it's really exciting to have right here in the studio, Faggy Murray. Faggy and Faggy, where did we meet? At Melinda's Jewish Food Media Conference?
Not before then.
Okay.
I know, when you came to Lakewood to sell your cookbook.
To sell Perfect for Pesach
Yes.
at Gomegla?
It was the first time that I met you. No, it was at the YTT Expo.
At the YTT
Yes,
Expo.
that was the first time I met you.
Okay, yeah, that was I was like in a fog that night because it was like my first
I was
event.
just starting out then.
Okay.
My baby had just been born, and that was kind of when I was transitioning from my work into the whole food world thing.
Right. Okay.
And that's when your cookbook came out.
Right. Perfect for Pesach. I can't. That was 19 months ago.
Yeah.
I can. Your baby's about that old.
She's a little bit older,
A
yeah.
little bit older. Yeah. It's crazy. So we met, but really we got to know each other. through the Jewish food media, I
Yes,
think a little
that's
bit.
really when we started really
Which
connecting.
is
and we-
very soon.
Yes.
If I don't think she's sold out as yet. There's a few spots left, so go to jewishfoodmediaconference.com.
it's totally changed my life.
It's
It
great.
really has. As cliche as it sounded, it really, really completely changed my entire Instagram page. It started growing. The workshops were phenomenal. Really.
What was the
really
first
amazing.
one you attended?
The first one
Was last year?
Oh yeah, last year. Yeah.
It was last year
Yeah.
at
The first time
in
I
Brooklyn,
attended.
and now we had Melinda on the show last week, and we spoke about the conference, and it's going to be at Factory 220 Great Falls
Right.
Bistro, and at the end of that is my book launch.
I'm very
Ooh,
excited.
my official book launch. Yeah.
We're very excited.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great lineup. So what made you go into, I've been doing this a long time. I started off as a caterer. I didn't start off, I'm going to do Instagram, I'm going to do that. It's just something that came along with the time. There wasn't any of this, but you started off in a different time than me. What made you want to get into this whole, I call it the food Michigas.
I've always loved to cook. When I was little, I used to pretend I had my own kitchen cooking show in my kitchen. And then I would always tell people jokingly, like, one day you're going to see me on the Food Network. And then
Now it's Nachum Siegel Network. Ooh.
there you go. And then really after my baby was born, my husband was the one that encouraged me. He said, don't go back to work on your photography. I'm a family photographer. I've been doing it as a hobby for about 7-8 years. He said, pursue that career. And then
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then kind of one thing led to the next. And I'm on a bunch of WhatsApp chats, and my friends were always asking me for recipes, always sharing recipes with family members. And again, my husband, who's my biggest supporter, said to me, start a food blog. I said, are you crazy? I can't start a food blog. I was terrified. He's like, go for it. I said, but I have no followers. Everyone started with 0 followers.
Right.
And I had 10 followers, and then 20, and then 30, and it just kind of
What are you up to now?
exploded. 50, 5,400?
That's great.
55,
Every follower.
55.
Can I just say every follower means so much,
Yes.
right?
I've become friends with so many people, and I feel like just yesterday I was in Gourmet Glot, and this person comes over to me, and she's like, I feel like I knew you were friends, and I'm like, yes, we really are, because you see me a whole day, and I share so much of my life with you, and, and then people interact with me, and they DM me, and then, the Voice of Lakewood, which is a magazine local to Lakewood, seeked me out through Instagram, and they asked me to be a guest post, to do like a guest post article, and then they said, the editor's leaving, do you want to do it? And I jumped right in, and I did it, and then it just kind of evolved, and I started doing a lot of food-related things locally around Lakewood, writing a lot of, restaurant reviews around Lakewood, and I try to do a lot of behind the scenes for at-home cooks.
What do you mean by restaurant reviews? Like going for a tasting?
Yeah, I go into the restaurant, I talk to the owner, the chef, the manager, ask them questions, what made them start the restaurant, tell me something funny that happened.
So not so much of a review as a getting in behind the
Yes,
scenes.
it's really more behind the scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I just don't want people to think that we go in there and we badmouth restaurants
Never.
as a review.
No.
We never,
No.
most of
No.
us never say anything
No.
bad. If you like a restaurant and you like something, like I just screamed from the rooftops, 2 amazing restaurants. But if we don't like it, we just don't post or talk about
Right.
it.
I mean,
So
I choose the restaurants that I go into, restaurants that I think that I obviously I like and I want to share with my community, restaurants that I think are great. And then, I love it. I love meeting people. I love the whole food world.
The whole
fascinates me.
network.
It really does. I love
But
it.
it's
I love
become
it.
an industry. It's
It is.
become.
It really has.
It's not just a caterer anymore. You're not a caterer anymore. You're not a cookbook author. You're part of this gigantic food world.
And I'm feel so lucky and privileged to be part of it. I really do.
But you work hard. You work
Yes,
hard.
It's
and
very hard work.
it's very hard work.
24/7.
Some of those-
24/6.
Some of those Instagram stories, it's a lot of planning.
Yes,
it's like a mini
definitely.
cooking demo, like in your house.
Constantly. Yeah, I'm saying eventually you get used to it. And, my kids know already. He's my videographer at home a lot. I'm like, Menachem, quick, I'm making cookies. I need you to take a video of it. And the Voice of Lakewood, where I work, is a big sister, so to speak, to the Circle magazine, which is a kids magazine. And they asked me if I want to do an article, with Menachem, with one of my kids. They didn't know my kids at the time. And he, Menachem, who happens to love to cook.
So it was good because we spoke about kids cooking. This is a
Yes,
great tie-in. We spoke about kids cooking in camp, and now we actually have a kid cooking.
Yes.
Not a kid. He's bar mitzvahed. He's on his way to past the parsha reading, and he's into the
finally the
final-
parsha reading, parsha prep. And he loves to cook, loves to eat, loves to grill specifically. If it has meat, then, and and I started this article in here, and, he kind of like built up a character of himself and who he is. And it just, again, morphed, and people love him, and, we're constantly writing articles. And if it was up to him, it would be a meet every single week. And I tried explaining to him that we need to branch out a little bit.
Why don't you talk to Shlomi Klein and Shifra, who run Fleischik's magazine?
Yes, I've been in contact with them.
Because I think that's, they were on the show 2 weeks ago. When was Klein?
Something like that. I saw them on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just taking it out of the magazine, out of the plastic bag, because I want people to see. It's a gorgeous, glossy magazine. It's called The Circle. Is it part of another magazine group?
No. I'm saying the Voice of Lakewood produces it, but it's on their own.
What I'm asking.
But it's really on their own. It's a separate, and it's sold nationally, not just to Lakewood.
Right.
It's sold everywhere.
Okay, look, a gorgeous, glossy magazine. Pictures. Every page is colorful. And it's really cute. Like, I really love this magazine. That's why I was a teacher once upon a time right here on the Lower East Side at the Education Alliance. I ran day camps. I did informal Jewish education, and I taught at MTJ. Masifta Tiferes Yishalayim, Ramosha Feinstein Zatzal, his yeshiva. I got to teach kindergarten. Some of those boys are married with their own children. So I was very into literacy. And when Ora Dweck reached out to me to do an Instagram post and story about the magazine, I'm like, by the way, I can tie in that I was actually in Chinuch for many years. I have a degree from Turo in education. And if I could help a magazine with kids, and especially when found out about Menachem, who's your kid, I'm like, let's tie this all in beautifully. So very nice. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Munching with Menachem and get Menachem on the air. Menachem, can you find me this, where your article is in that particular magazine? I'm having trouble flipping through it. So Menachem, when did you start doing this?
I started a while ago.
I think I just submitted my 57th article
For him.
Yeah,
with
so
him.
a little bit over a year.
You've been doing this every week for a year?
It comes out about every 3 weeks. Yeah.
Every 3 weeks.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
3 times, 3 out of the month, like 3 times.
Okay.
The other person comes out every 3 weeks.
Right.
Okay, got it. All right. So how do you come up with your ideas?
Well, I sort of come up with them.
How? Like, I once got a recipe driving to a friend's house. An idea came into my head.
Well, I come up with my recipes by scrolling through my mother's Instagram.
Okay. Seeing what other people are up to. Okay. Getting inspiration from others. Like this cake it says 100 on it.
The Circle magazine is celebrating their 100th issue.
So you decided you're going to make this cake.
Yes.
Okay. Was it hard?
Not as hard as it looks.
Did you write your own recipe?
No.
But did you come up with your own decorating ideas? So how does this work? How did you come to do? This is called candy cake. Okay, this might be something cute to do for Camp Dina. Look at that. It's very cute. The kids can do this. This is very cute. I'm going to, for those of you who are not watching on our YouTube channel on Nachum Segal Net, it's basically a round chocolate cake. Why don't you describe this for us, Menachem?
Okay, it's a round chocolate cake and it has chocolate bars,
Wafers.
Looks like Kit Kat.
It's the Kif Kaf.
Kif Kaf, the Israeli one. Yeah, is it yofi? Yeah.
And you basically line it around the cake.
Do you have to put frosting around it so it doesn't fall off?
Yes, chocolate frosting.
Of course, chocolate cake, chocolate frosting, chocolate Kit Kats. I'm in.
Okay, and then so now it's sort of enclosing. And in that enclosing, we put lots of candy.
So you put candies on top. Okay, so we've got a chocolate cake covered in chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
Around the edges and sides of the cake, you put Kit Kats.
Yes.
That sounds amazing. I've actually
Very sugary.
very sugar. That's okay. It's a cake. It's dessert. It's not made.
I told him we can't make a birthday cake out of meat. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, let's work on that, okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually down for that. Okay, and then so we have the Kit Kat that goes round the side, which is stuck on, and it's almost glued
Right.
by the frosting, right?
Right.
And then we tie a pretty ribbon around it. I see you've done that here.
Yes.
And then you fill it with candy on top.
Yes.
Oh, that's a killer.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so you came up with this idea, inspired by some things that you've seen.
Yes.
Okay, now what's your? I'm going to ask this, but I know the answer. Your favorite thing is to eat is meat. Okay,
Right.
so let's narrow it down. What kind of meat?
Well, I like usually anything that's done with like hamburger kind of meat. Like,
Chopped meat?
Yeah, like a meat sauce or like meatballs or hamburgers, like that kind of stuff.
Okay, do you eat steak?
Yes.
Okay, how's your favorite way to eat steak?
I like a nice London broil,
Oh, okay, medium rare.
medium rare.
Medium rare, a little bloody there, right?
Yeah.
The juices run out.
Yes.
I think I'm going to come to Lakewood. You got barbecue for me.
Oh, he can do that.
Love to.
I think that's great. Do you barbecue in the winter?
No, I'm saying like I guess on a stovetop and those pan thingies.
Grill pan.
Yes.
Excellent. I have a grill pan. I have a Parva one for fish. I can do fish. And then I have a Fleischig one. I've done sausages and hamburgers sometimes when it's too cold outside, but I love to barbecue in the snow. I've done it.
Yeah.
Not when the snow's coming down, but it's got snow
Right.
on it. And I dig a path out to the barbecue. It's awesome. Barbecue in middle of December. Okay, I'm from Australia. That's normal for me. Just there's usually no snow. Okay. What other recipes have you done in here?
Well, the first recipe we did was, it was oatmeal squares.
Oatmeal squares. We went on the healthy side.
Yes.
Okay. Just grabbing
And
out
then the next week,
That recipe from Menach.
my grandmother,
your grandmother.
Montreal.
Oh, Montreal. They have good bakeries in Montreal.
They do.
They know how to shout out to Cheski's. They know how to eat in Montreal.
And then the next week we continued with the little health theme and we went with a taco salad.
Yeah.
Wait, what was in the taco salad? What was the main part?
Meat.
The meat.
The chutney. But you know what I'm looking here? I've got a trio of dips. He's made 3 different dips here. A jalapeno dip, an onion dip, and a hummus dip. This is great, but you've served it with chips, pretzels, and crackers, but you can also do these with veggies. This is really nice. Okay, great. I'm really enjoying this. I also, by the way, I have a subscription. We get it in our house too. My family really enjoys it. But we have a giveaway.
Yes, we do.
I spoke to Aura and I said,
Right.
if Menachem's coming on, Menachem's got to. Do you know about this giveaway?
No.
Oh, so Menachem, we're going to tell everyone that they can get a free year's subscription to The Circle. They have to. The Circle's not on Instagram. I know that. They have to follow the Nachum Siegel Network and My Kitchen, My Studio
Yes.
to win a year's subscription. And it comes out every month except 1 week.
No,
Basically.
the magazine comes out weekly.
Weekly?
It's my article that comes out.
Oh, it's,
Yeah,
a,
it's a weekly magazine.
Oh,
Yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
get that. But your
Yeah.
article, Munching with Menachem,
Comes out 3 weeks out of the month. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Much.
sorry.
Okay. I was a little
It's too early in the
confused.
morning for math.
Okay. All right. Friday morning, soon be Shabbos. We're going to chill and relax.
Yes.
Menachem, what are you making for Shabbos?
What are we making for Shabbos? Well, the usual is like chicken, kugel.
What kind of chicken?
Well, your favorite is the potato kugel chicken.
Potato. What?
All in one.
Potato kugel chicken.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. We
It was-
all,
That-
That
an
actually
article
went
in-
in the circle.
this one?
No,
No,
but
c-
in
c-
a circle.
It's in a circle. If you got it here?
No.
Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, it's basically you make kugel in we did it in an oven to table dish.
Okay.
And
A regular potato kugel. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever recipe you have for your potato kugel.
Fantastic. Yeah.
put it in the you put it in and then you make
Put it in the pan.
yeah.
Put it in the pan. Oven to tableware. Got it.
And then you have chicken, you have paprika chicken. Yeah, you put like paprika and pepper and like stuff like that kind of stuff on the chicken.
Okay, so you season it with the chicken, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic
Right.
powder. Great.
And then you put that on the kugel. And
So it's kind of like yapsik, but instead of meat, it's chicken.
Well,
Yeah.
you're laying the pieces of the chicken
on top. It's
of
not
the kugel.
within.
It doesn't fall to the bottom.
No. Because the dish it's bone-in chicken.
Right, and
So the
chicken's
dish is-
high, quite
right.
high.
Yeah.
So it pops out, like the
Yeah.
chicken
Yeah.
pops out of the
Exactly.
potato kugel, and then you bake it all together.
All together.
How long do you have to bake it for?
About an hour to an hour and a half.
So this is almost like a sheet pan dinner,
Yes.
but it's a
For Friday
kugel,
night.
a kugel dinner.
Yes.
So you can make this. So
And the kugel has like a chicken flavor, and the chicken has a kugel flavor, so it's like really good.
I think that's so clever. I'm really enjoying that. I'm totally going to make that. If you guys make this dish, use your regular traditional potato kugel mixture. Make a spiced chicken. Put the chicken in the kugel. Bake it 350, uncovered.
A little bit higher. I have the recipe. I'll send it to
400?
you.
Yeah, 400.
Can you send that to us, and the Nachum Siegel Network will post it
Absolutely.
with a picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then 2 hours at least.
An hour and a half. Yeah, watch it. When I say everyone
400 for an hour and a half.
hour and a half, 2 hours, depends on your oven. I find
Not
when the,
for an hour.
yeah,
You
like-
got to
when
cook
the
it like
top
that.
is brown, then you know it's done.
So I would say an hour and a half at
Yeah.
375.
Perfect.
Right, because you want to make sure that chicken is really cooked in the middle.
Yes.
And if it's in the potato cooker, you want to make sure that the chicken gets cooked internally to 165, which is the safety level for chicken.
Right.
Chicken has always got to be cooked to the internal temperature of 165. Is good? Okay, amazing. Menachem, that was fantastic. I'm totally going to make that. I want to see everybody's pictures of what they make. That actually might be a very practical dish. Do we still do potato kugel Erev Shabbos at Camp Dina? Lots of potato kugel. Says, let's put some chicken in it. There you go. When I come for Shabbos, we'll make some with chicken in it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited that you were here. Stick around. We've got all the way from Texas. Hold on. We've got all the way from Texas, Rabbi Dubin.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, Baruch Hashem.
Rabbi, am I saying all right, Dubin? Am I saying all right?
You are right on
Because
target.
sometimes my accent messes things up, you know. I want to make sure I'm saying all right. Rabbi Dubin is in Houston. And he has started something called the Kosher Institute. And when he reached out to me a couple months ago, I was so excited to hear about it. And I want to share it with everyone. So I'm going to let you take the lead.
Okay. Thank you so much. The Kosher Institute of America was launched just about 2 months ago or so. And it's here to fill a void that I've been hearing from a number of people. I've been giving kashrus classes for a number of years. And a common sentiment that people are always telling me, is we need something which is all-encompassing that goes through everything I need to know in the kitchen. So you have common questions. I made spaghetti and meatballs. I made spaghetti. My daughter, of course, doesn't want to have that, so I want to use that spaghetti for spaghetti and cheese. I had non-mavoshel wine in the fridge, and my cleaning lady took it out. Can I still use it? Do I have to have a separate fish pot? Do I? And hundreds of questions like this, and there's tons of classes that you can listen to online, but just a systematic online course to go through step by step with all kinds of flowcharts and things like that, I felt was a tremendous void that was missing, and
Yes.
Baruch Hashem created it.
It's amazing. When did you get this idea in your head?
So for the online course was about a year ago, but
Okay.
the material I've been working on for a few years, just because I've been giving it as in a variety of different forums and kashrus classes and emails and things like that. So I guess it's been in the work for a few years.
Okay, it's absolutely fantastic because it's so hard as a frum woman. I think we know a lot of halachas just because we mess up. We call we call our Rav, he explained to us, and then we file it away for next time. And something else comes up, you have another question. So we do build up a wealth of knowledge. But sometimes there's something that comes up, and you're like, where am I going? What am I doing? Or sometimes you need a refresher.
So usually Google fills that void.
The what do they call it? The Weber Rebbe?
Yeah, right. The problem is if you've ever Googled a kashrus question, you'll definitely see a few different responses to the same thing, often conflicting, and some of the common things which I found. So, I mean, the course is about 8 hours or so, 36 videos, but it's a professional online course. But what's interesting is that many of the classes also have like flowcharts and guides that can be downloaded. And I know, numerous people that took the course told me that they printed them out and put them on the fridge just for easy reference and things like that.
That's very
and
clever.
many Rabbanim are very excited that they're getting called a little bit less.
Right,
You still
right.
need to have a Rav, but
Yes,
it just.
Can you say that again? You still need to have a Rav. I think that's important.
You definitely need to have a Rav. I mean, we're not going to be discussing, the course is not going to cover realities of, I stuck a milchik spoon into a fleshik pot, then I fried onions and mixed it all together. And, there's no way, that's years and years of kashrus learning to be able to address these questions. But the idea of the course is really to prevent those issues and to deal with, to create a kitchen environment that minimizes those issues and how to deal with all the things that you're literally going to be getting on a day-to-day basis. And Baruch Hashem, the response and feedback of the people that have taken it already has been really, really amazing.
Wow. So how does one sign up for the class? And how much does it cost? I'm asking the hard questions right
The
here.
hard questions. No, well,
The tough questions.
What's fascinating? Yeah, what's fascinating though about online courses, I've done a tremendous amount of research about online courses, is that I see that when people are you get like an email, sign up for this free webinar, the percentage of people that actually show up to the webinar or take the free online course is extremely minimal, and the people that actually follow through. I saw over here, we did an actually interesting experiment. We did when, way before this course was launched, we actually had a kashrus series. So I did one kashrus series. It was a 3-part series. And we had for the first class, full house, second one, mid-size. By the third class, it was, almost empty. The next time I decided, I said, you know what, we're going to do a 7-part series, but this time we're going to charge $50. And, something
Pretty
we
good
had
deal.
the same amount of people by every single class all the way till the end. And it was unbelievable because when people feel like they're investing into something, they really come through. So, so the course it's $49 a month for 4 months.
So the total is a little around $200, a little less than $200.
Correct. Right. So you can either pay in one lump sum or you can pay over 4 months. We're actually offering the first time ever. We're offering
First time
40%
ever
off
for our listeners.
for your listeners
For our
for 1
listeners.
week.
And what's the code?
Okay, so it's 40% off. The code is Naomi Nachman.
Oh, that's nice.
Can't imagine why,
On
right?
the code. Oh, I have made it.
NAOMINACHMAN.
All righty.
40% off for 1 week. It'll expire in a week.
Okay, but you can do the course whenever
and-
you want, right?
Correct. So you have lifetime access. And also if you go to our website, it's kosherinstitute.com, kosherinstitute.com. There's sample classes. There's actually a kosher quiz that we had many, many, many people take. It was being shared online for a long time.
So what were some of the questions? Let's see if we can answer some of the questions from the kosher quiz.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Menachem, you're listening? Menachem's with me. All right,
Okay.
Rachel, Alex, we're all listening. Everyone, we're all
Okay.
kosher questions. Bing, go on.
Okay, does my pet food need to be kosher?
Does your pet food need to be kosher? I would say, what do you think, Menachem?
4 choices.
Go. What are the 4 choices?
No. Number 1, no, but it may not contain pork. Number 2 is no. Number 3 is yes. Number 4 is no, but it must not have beef and dairy ingredients.
I would say it's either 3 or 4. Menachem, what do you think?
I'm gonna try and guess yes.
You have to pick 1, 2,
Oh.
3, or 4.
What was yes?
Okay,
Repeat the
so
question.
answer
Repeat
is,
the question.
the answer is no, but it should not have beef and dairy ingredients, and then it would be b'challah, and then it would be aser b'hana.
Because you're never allowed to mix meat and milk together. You're not allowed to own it. You're not allowed to do it for
In
a
a
guy.
cooking form.
In a cooking,
Right.
The
Okay,
question
you ready
was,
for another
are you
one?
allowed to have
I'm eating-
does dog food have to be kosher?
Right.
So so you kind of answered. But you just you have
Okay,
to.
pretty close.
Okay.
I'll give you another 1 or 2 of them. Is there a halachic requirement to dip wood and mix in both wooden mixing bowls into a mikvah before use? The three answers are either yes, no, or it depends on your family's custom.
I would say no.
No.
Okay, we all say no. And the answer is, this is fun.
The answer is no.
Okay.
I would say
I told you.
the majority of the people actually got that question wrong, so you should pat yourself on the back for that one.
Okay, but it's glass and metal. Okay, great. All right, let's keep
Very
going.
good.
All right, I'm
Okay.
enjoying this. Let's see.
Okay, I'll give you another one.
Okay.
I'm eating kosher French fries. May I share a table with a coworker eating non-kosher fries? Okay, so number one is yes, as long as I tell them I only eat kosher. Number two is only if you're allergic to the food you're eating. Number three is yes. Number four is no.
It's a hard one, right? That's a hard one. We are stumped right here. The
I
Nachum
think
Segal
you
Network
need a
has been
hacker.
silenced. Guests and all.
A hacker.
Telling them enough. That's, I would assume so that you're saying.
Does she have a microphone? Can we hear? You're just talking to that. Rachel, go say it into the microphone.
If telling them is enough to put it out there, then I think that's okay, unless it's still considered Marasayan.
I would think that you need a hacker, like a very obvious
Slider.
difference that you're eating two different French
Like
fries.
a placemat or something.
So this is actually a fascinating halacha,
Okay.
which is that when you're sharing a table, if you're eating meat and someone else is eating dairy, so then you need to have a hecker, like you mentioned.
Right.
However, when it's kosher and non-kosher, the assumption is that you would never partake of non-kosher food and nothing is required.
There you go. So
Okay.
interesting. You know, we find ourselves sometimes with situations at work. I mean, I'm in the kosher food industry, so I very rarely have that opportunity to be across someone, you know. But if I'm in a coffee shop and I'm sharing a table, you know, at Starbucks and I'm sitting there, they're having a muffin and coffee and I'm having just coffee. You know, I'm allowed to do that, right? So
Correct. So so this is a common area where, I'll give you one more question.
okay, yeah, we like this.
Okay. It is statement. It is forbidden to bake bread with dairy ingredients. Four responses. True under all circumstances. False. True, but there are some exceptions that are permitted. True, but it would be permitted if I tell people it has dairy ingredients.
Okay. So I've done a lot of bread baking in my day, but there are two things that are throwing me off. I was told that you shouldn't make milchika bread because bread is so world standard of parv that it's better not to make dairy bread.
Okay, so you've narrowed it down to 3 out of the 4.
Great. Okay. So how can we, come on guys.
Like in Israel, the dairy burekas are all shaped differently.
Okay, but
Excellent.
Like there has to be
Excellent.
something
So that's-
obviously different
Right.
about the bread.
Cheese
Okay.
on top.
cheese
It has
on
to be
top?
visual. I think it has to be visible that it's milchik, like you're saying. Like if you make like a
You shouldn't do challah with stuff with cheese because that's too
stuffed with
confusing.
cheese, and it has to be on top. Like it has to be visual. I thought that it has to.
Okay, so I'll read the last 3 options that are left, okay? True under all circumstances. True, but there are some exceptions that are permitted. True, but would be permitted if I tell people it has dairy ingredients.
I still don't have an answer.
I'd say 2.
This is great.
Number 2, we're going to go with on this side.
I think so.
You are right.
Two.
Very impressed.
The answer
Um,
is?
The answer is number 2. True, but there are some exceptions that are permitted. The 2 exceptions are if you make a small amount that will be eaten
In
either
one sitting.
that day or one meal, depending on who you go with. And or you make it unique, which is like you mentioned with the burekas, which is fascinating because in Israel, the cheese burekas and potato burekas in every single store pretty much that serves kosher food, you'll see, I believe the cheese are triangle and the potato are
Tell me that.
square. If I
Square.
I may be mixing them up, which would
Yeah.
defeat the purpose, but I believe that's the way it is. So I mean so this kosher quiz is just an example. Just I believe of the people that took it so far, I would say that maybe 2% got 100.
Oh, I think it's brilliant. Can I just say, if anybody from this radio show, can we do it? Can people sign up to take
It's
the
online. Everything is online.
kosherinstitute.com?
Immediately, kosherinstitute.com. You can go there. And the the sample videos and the quiz and sign up and more information, FAQ, all that kind of stuff. If you go to the website, you will not see the information about the coupon, obviously. But
That's for our listeners.
not-
But can I just, if anyone from our listeners do this quiz, I'd love to hear how you did. And I don't, everyone has a different religious background. I'm just so curious to know, like, did you find it easy? Did you find it hard? Like, it's
So one
Pashtus
person
is so
told me,
tricky.
a person who actually is a friend of mine who learned in yeshiva, so he took the quiz, and so he texted me afterwards. He said, "Oh, I got 100." I said, "Really? I didn't get any notification that you took it." So he's like, "No, I didn't submit it. I just know I got 100." I said, "No, just press submit." So he pressed submit. He texted me afterwards. He's like, "No, I only got a 70."
Right? It was
So-
tricky, that last one, with the bread with the
Yeah.
cheese. Like,
Right.
that's rough. That was,
But the answers from your team there were pretty impressive.
yes,
must say.
that's my peeps. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we can take an online course. It's about a little under $50 per month for 4 months. You can take it
Right.
anytime. You can buy it
So it doesn't
from
expire.
this Friday to next Friday. You can sign up and use the coupon code Naomi Nachman. Oh, that's so
It's one
exciting.
word. It's one word.
One
Naomi
word.
Nachman.
And then you can get 40. What did we say? 40% off.
40% off.
40% off. You can do it in January. I'm actually going to sign up and take it. I think it's such a good thing for, I think, all the people that run kitchens, mums, dads, grandmas, everyone who's running a kitchen should be taking this course. Okay?
Yeah.
I think we should
Thank
take
you.
the course. No, it's a good refresher, and you're always learning something new. I'm not like so studious, but I think that something like this will really help across the board, Sometimes you find that milchig fork and the fleischig dishwasher happens. As
Right. So that's definitely where a Rav comes in, and
right.
this will not help you for the fleischig fork and the milchig dishwasher
but
scenario.
right. And we said before, you always
It's
have to check
interesting.
with
that
the
was
Rav.
actually a decision that we made when we were developing the course.
Okay.
Was specifically not to discuss even. We do have one class on how to present a intelligent halachic question, which your Rav will be very excited about. So just the basic, just to familiarize yourself with the questions that he's going to ask you, so that when you do speak to him, you know what to ask. So
Yep.
it sounds intelligent.
Also, he's going to ask you for facts, a lot of facts. How long ago did you use the pot? I've had the. You can see I've been through this.
Yeah.
What did you cook last in the pot? When did you cook it last? Did it have
I
onions?
find also there's a lot of things that I just assume I can't do, but I really could.
Right.
And
So it's
that, like,
interesting. Yeah, it's
opposite
totally.
part.
So that sentiment is something which, I mean, my wife tells me that all the time. The more you know, the more you realize you could do, not vice versa.
Right.
So there's so many times where you have a reality where you bake something in a fleischig oven or in a fleischig pot or whatever it is. So there's a flow chart. We have it up on our fridge at home also. Of all the basic common scenarios of cooking something in a fleischig pot, milchig pot, and you want to use it for the other type, and it just takes a second. Just follow the flow chart, and you know what to do. And it's amazing how when people follow that flow chart, it's like, oh, I really could do that. Wow, So it's generally speaking, more knowledge gives you with more opportunity and more things that you can do versus when you don't know anything, the assumption is that everything is us. So
Right, exactly. Not everything is Asa. Amazing. All right, so go check out kosherinstitute.com. What brought you to Texas? Because I don't hear no Texas accent.
No, I don't have a Texas accent, although I do have children that were born here.
Okay, nice.
But I originally came as part of the Lakewood Kollel.
Okay.
And now I work as the rabbinic administrator for the Youth and Kashrus Association. And give kosher classes, and now I started this Kosher Institute of America. So it's Houston is a wonderful Jewish community.
I'm dying to come out and check it out. I know that Nachum and Miriam and the whole Nachum Segal Network team went out after Hurricane Harvey.
Right.
Last year?
Right.
Was that last
Right.
year already? That was September
Yeah,
of
a little
last
over a
year.
year.
How's the community
October.
doing? We've
I mean,
recovered.
August 25th, I believe it was. Yeah, that was. But we actually have a very, very high. I would say that a very large portion of our community is actually East Coasters and people that have, relocated here just because housing is very cheap and the community is growing by leaps and bounds.
Baruch
so it's really
Hashem.
a wonderful place. Baruch Hashem. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much. We'd love to check back in with you in a couple months to see how this course is going. You can give us
so it's actually being
faher over here.
it's being
What's a fair
reviewed
hair?
now by it's being reviewed now by several Batei Dinim across America to be used as a standard course for people that are becoming Gerim, just to learn everything. Because it's really the way when we set it up that on one hand it could be for someone who doesn't know anything, but at the same time, someone who really has a very strong kosher background and went to school and seminary would also just the systematic approach of going through every type of reality, one step at a time. It gives them a tremendous mastery over everything kosher.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, and
are you coming
on your show?
Are you coming to Kosher Fest?
I will be there the next day for the kosher conference. Every year there's a international kosher conference the day after Kosher Fest in the OU offices.
Oh.
So I'll actually be presenting Kosher Institute
okay,
at the time.
So good luck.
We'll be talking about it.
You should come for the whole week. There's a whole lot of shows. You've got my book launch, you've got Jewish Food Media, 2 days of Kosher Fest, and this thing. I had no idea. Okay, you've got to come in earlier.
Yeah.
Bring us some Texas brisket.
We'll have to think about that.
Okay,
but
cool.
Thank you so much for having me on, and Hatzlacha on your show.
Thank you so much. Everyone, this is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We went over by 2 minutes because we were fascinated by the Kosher Institute and our quiz that we took. We had a great lineup. We had Alex Gold and Rachel Berg from Camp Dora Goldie, and we had the Murrays on the show, Munching with Menachem and Faggy, My Kitchen, My Studio. Remember, we have our giveaway. You have to follow My Kitchen, My Studio, and the Nachum Siegel Network to win a year's subscription to the magazine. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem. Right up to Lich Benching. Shabbat Shalom.